Share yet on the injury to Jasmine, what the injury was and how she's feeling.
Yeah, I mean, she had it all taped up going in. She kind of tweaked her hamstring yesterday in practice, so we weren't even sure she was going to play today. She tried to play and then obviously pulled up a little bit, so we'll have to kind of see how she responds to it and see how long she's out.
I guess with 8 straight Big Ten wins, and really maybe this stretch with 10 wins in 11 games since Kyrie and Gretchen went down, is there something that you've noticed from this team that's maybe been the driving force behind playing this kind of basketball?
I keep coming back to and they said it in our last media, and I think Jen said it, is the togetherness is our superpower, I think. Is just they're so connected, they're so together, and they just don't want to lose. Like, so they're so resilient in that and finding ways. And I agree, I think the experience piece is so important, and that's why this team's special, because you don't see it now in college, unfortunately. How many times do you see a team that stays together, the core group stays together for 3 years? And when you do that and you have that connectiveness and the chemistry, and we've been through so much, so many good times, so many bad times, so many hard times, and when you do that, the trust builds, and those relationships are deep, and when you have that trust within, coaches and players and coaches, you get some special moments, and I think you're seeing the byproduct of that.
Coach, Barry, obviously we talked about how well she played offensively, but I want to get your thoughts on defensively, how you thought she did.
I thought she was so much improved. I thought she struggled the last couple games. Her and I watched film and met this week. I said I need to sit and talk to her and meet with her, and we watched it for a while, just showed everything, talked everything through, and I really just wanted her to have confidence. I'm like, Barry, you've guarded some of the best players in this league. You've got to believe that you can guard anyone, and you got to believe that you can score at any moment, because I believe in you. And but it's normal for a freshman. It's she's going through, she's playing a lot of minutes and learning kind of as she goes. And I thought her response was great. We talked a lot about defense, we talked a lot about rebounding, and then we talked a lot about just her getting downhill and being super aggressive like she is every day in practice. And you saw that on some of her drives today. She was relentless and getting to the rim, but I thought her defense was really, really good. And I thought she missed one backside that I remember. But that's a much improved. So really, really happy with her. And she just continues to grow. And said I called that play for in the fourth quarter against the zone to get her the 3 in the corner, and I didn't think she was going to shoot it because I thought she was kind of contested. She pulled that thing right in her face and knocked it down, and I think that shows the confident version of her that I want to see all the time.
Shauna, there was a point where I think you were only down 3 or 4, but you were 0 for 9 on layups, I think, in the second quarter.
Yes.
Did you like what you were getting, and then you just wanted to finish and you figured the dam would break? Is that how you felt?
Yeah, I mean, we're getting literally point blank layups and smoking them. So I'm like, we had 7 that we tracked, and when we went into half. This is the first thing I asked Justin, how many layups did we smoke? And he's like 7. So right there, I felt, and we're down 1. And KB was in foul trouble. I didn't think we played well. We gave up 5 threes, which was a huge emphasis for us. And we were getting doubled up in the paint. Like, everything that our game plan was, we weren't executing in the first half, and we were only down 1. So I felt great. I just thought we were a little passive for whatever reason, in all areas. And then we did. We started making them. And I just told Dell missed a couple, and then she starts taking jump shots. I'm like, Dell, I just knew that we could get to the rim on these guys. And so I'm like, just continue to attack. And man, did she finally listened, and she attacked and got a million layups that we made. So, and we also made some free throws down. We missed free throws in the first half too, which is not like us at all.
So I'm curious, what's this like to kind of watch all this unfold this year? I know this group means a lot to you, and I know how competitive you are in the course of the Big Ten season. So how do you kind of observe everything that's been?
Yeah, that's a good question, because coming in this year, I've really told myself to try to really enjoy this journey with this team, because they're just a special group to me. And obviously, yeah, I'm good at telling myself things, but then doing them is another story. So I really am trying to just be present in the moment. I told the team in the locker room, even in the fourth, there was moments where I just was like standing there and smiling and like, looking at some of the plays we made and they just continue to, not, I say amazed, but I know what they're capable of. So it's not like it's a surprise to me, but yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And again, I tell these guys to enjoy and embrace the moments of the journey, and I'm really trying to do the same and just take in some of these moments.
So talk about this team's almost a refusal to lose. Almost is it different for this group than maybe other teams you've had, and how do you maybe see it manifest itself during the course of the game?
Yeah, I mean, I think it is, and I think again that's from the tightness of the group and from the experience of again us being together for so long. You think about last year, like high expectations, and we lost some games, and then we started hitting our stride at the end of the Big Ten, but didn't have really the Big Ten season we all wanted to. Then we catch fire and play just our best basketball at the end of the year and win a championship. And just in last season alone, I said this at the end of last year, and I still believe it. We learned so much about us, and we grew so much, even though it sucked. Like, it sucked every moment of some of those hard days. But it prepared us for the success that we had at the end of last year. And there's no doubt what we went through last year has prepared us for the moment now. And sometimes you just got to go through it. Like, it's the only thing. Like, life isn't that easy. Basketball's not like you're going to have hard times. And how do you respond and how do you stay together shows the true character of people and then of a team. And again, this year is the byproduct of that. Then we face more adversity. Now let's, this year, okay, now two of your top scorers are out. Okay, now we're playing with, today Jazz goes out. Like, they're built for it because we've just been in so many moments, and the experience, the maturity, the togetherness, and just like, again, we don't care. Keep doubting us. It's okay. No one feels sorry for us that we have 5 players, 6 players. No one gives a shit that we are hurt, right? It's just part of it. I love it. So let's keep on fighting, and let's keep on winning and proving everyone wrong.
Coach, you're going to face a lot of teams with more size, obviously. They ran a ton of post-ups to Markowski inside. Is the way you defended inside, is that kind of what you like to do against the teams that are a little bit bigger? I mean, I think you played behind her most of the game, contested shots.
Yeah, we did, and every player, again, every team has an unbelievable post in this league. So, we went into this game with the game plan like we always do, is to play behind and make her hit tough shots, and she did, because Markowski thrives off angles. We didn't give her angles, but she finished well tonight, and she had 28, but their next high score had 7. So someone have to score 60-some points or 50-some points if one player is going to beat you. So same thing, kind of like when we beat Iowa and Caitlin Clark. She had 34, I think, that game, but if you can hold everyone else down. Same mindset with Sarah Williams against Wisconsin. She only ended up having 14, but even Markowski, she was 9 for 20. It's not like she made a lot of those shots. Now they were, calling some of those fouls. She got 9 from the free throw line. So we don't like to give angles, and then you double these guys, you're done, because they're going to have a heyday from 3. That's why they beat Maryland by 20. They had 12 threes. They only had 6 tonight. You hold them under 7 threes, they're going to have a hard time, I think, winning.
Coach, it seems like the more adversity this team has faced, the more the fan base has really started to back up the team. How cool was it tonight to see not only the lower and the middle bowls filled up, but even a lot of people in the 200 level?
Today was awesome. It was great. This in my mind is how I would want every game, if we can get it to that. It's a great, almost 6,000 in here. It feels pretty full, just by having the 2 bowls, full, and they were loud. They've made a huge difference in this game. So this is kind of what I would love to have every game. If we could get around 55 to 6,000, that would be awesome. But I think that the story of this team, I think they're easy to like, right? Like, people can relate to when your back's against the wall and you just keep fighting it and you keep working, and it's I think a lot of people just can get behind that, and I want that. I don't want the injuries. I want to have more. I want to be healthy in the future. But all the other traits about this team and characteristics about this team is what this program is going to be built on, and what it has been built on, and what this culture will be and continue to be.
You mentioned the corner three that she hit in the fourth quarter. Has she been different than Gretchen as a freshman in the sense that have you had to pour into her to shoot those kind of shots, or has she kind of had the trigger mentality early on?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And you know what? I actually, and this is something I'm actually a little bit, I thought I'd have to, with Barry, a little bit more, tell her to shoot more. I really don't have to. Like, because there's times I even watched her in high school where I wanted her to shoot more and be a little, because she's just better than ever. So I'm like, take over the game. And I think her confidence has been actually, it's been great for a freshman. And I really haven't. I'm calling stuff for her, and even the ones I'm not calling, she's that happen organically. She's confident and ready to shoot. I mean, she continues to make fourth quarter big time threes for us. And like I said, that one, I really, and we called the play, I kind of was like, I don't think she's going to shoot it. And that thing went up, and as soon as it left her hands, I knew it was in. So she's been really confident, and I really haven't had to get on her about that. I've really only gotten on her about being more aggressive, getting downhill, and obviously defense and rebounding. And that's the hardest thing as a freshman is defense.
Coach, you spoke about basically people being really working hard and the ball will find them. Were you thinking about Adalia with that play that she made down the straight, showing the loose ball and then getting the one?
So I said, just like I drew it up, it was a perfect play. I knew it was going to be hard to get that ball in. We only had, I think, 8 seconds to get it over. But I really believe that. I think the years that, we've won championships and had special years, you get, people call it luck, whatever, you get those breaks, but you got to make your breaks. And you make your breaks by playing as hard as you can, and Dal's everywhere. And like she said, she saw that ball and she was going for it. So it's just, we say it all the time, find a way, whatever it takes. We got to go 1-0. And you saw that on display today.
Coach, with Jazz's status up in the air, is this like kind of a scenario where you lean on more reserves, or are you going to stick to your 6-man rotation?
Yeah, we're going to stick to our six-man. Corey's going to be big. She's going to have to play. We really don't have any other guards. So, Corey will play more. And I was really happy with her minutes tonight. I thought she was great. She's had a couple really great practices with her. It's all about her practice. When she practices well, she plays well. It gives me confidence in her, gives her confidence. So she doesn't have to, I don't care about scoring with her, but she came in and played really good defense, and she's gonna be ready to step up. I know that.